Hello and welcome to the Grill Nation Show. It's Jason Grill, your host. You're listening today on 980 AM, or if you're joining me on podcasts, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts as well. We're also on YouTube and on my social media right now live if you're listening that way and watching our full show today. Very excited about our show and very excited to have back Andrew Bash, who is the founder of Bash & Co. Sotheby International Realty. Their website is bashcosir.com. They're on Instagram and Facebook as well at bashcosir. We'll put those up on the screen if you're watching us today live. Andrew, welcome to the show. How are you today, sir?
I am amazing. This is so exciting, Jason. You are like a real deal. Like it's live. It's, there's no margin for error. Is there a delay in case I say something like I used to that we can sure it doesn't go on air? Listen, you're really trusting me, huh?
Yeah, I am. There's no editing process here. So Andrew, first off, it's great to see you again, and I'm glad all is well. Let's hear about your company a little bit. Tell us about Bash & Co. Sotheby International Realty. I know that you guys have been growing a lot in the last few years, and I looked today. It looks like you have up to 22 agents now.
It's been an amazing ride. We are up to 22 agents, and we just finished our weekly, we hate calling it a sales meeting, but we haven't figured out the right name for it yet. Jason, it's been the most amazing experience of my entire professional career. I've just, I don't even know really where to begin. The last time you and I were working together and I was on the show on a regular basis, I think I was Bash Real Estate, or with the pink signs maybe, or even before that.
You definitely were.
And a lot has happened since then. The short version is Sotheby's International Realty wanted to be in Kansas City. They've been looking for over 5 years for a partner to help introduce the brand to the metropolitan area. And it was really, there were 3 different groups that they were interested in. I was the smallest production-wise of the 3 groups that they were had interest in. And I was also the right person of the 3. I was the best candidate to be a steward of the brand for Kansas City.
Hey, Bash, can you move closer to your mic, too, so I can hear you? Make sure I can hear you on the radio version of the show.
Yeah, am I good?
Yeah, as close as you can get is better, so we appreciate that. So sorry to interrupt there. Continue on with your story of how this all came to be.
Here, I'm gonna do something to help us here. I love live. What is this on, Instagram or Facebook, or what do you got?
It's on all of my social media, and it's on the radio too, right?
You got a lot of social media, Grill. We know that.
Continue on. I'm sorry, but I appreciate that.
Is that better though? Am I close enough now?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Anyway, I could have gone on forever. That made me, when you caused me to do that, it made me think. First off, thank you so much for including me. You've created something really special, and it's a real honor for you to think of me as someone to partner with. So I just want to tell you first off, before I keep rambling, how grateful I am for not only our friendship and not only for you being a client, but also for you being, so great about promoting Kansas City and sharing your perspective and all the different things that you do, which the list is endless. But to get to partner with you and be a part of this is a big deal. So thanks so much.
It's great to have you back. I mean, we don't get to see each other as much as we used to back in the old days, but I'm hoping that improves now that we're getting through COVID. But we're going to try to have you on at least 4 times this year, and then obviously talk about what's happening in the real estate market locally, and then kind of some national trends now that you have a connection to Sotheby's International Realty. Andrew Bash is our guest. The website is bashcosir.com. Andrew, on today's show, we're going to talk a lot about kind of where the market's at now, what you kind of see moving forward. I mean, It's pretty crazy right now. I looked at kind of some of the house for sale signs around here, and there's not as many as I'm used to at this time of year. If there are any, they usually have your blue sign on them.
Well, it's an interesting time in real estate in general, as it relates to the industry of real estate and Zillow and discount brokerages and all of that, lawsuits against the National Association of Realtors. I mean, there's a lot happening, and one of the things that I wanted to go back to with the brand of Sotheby's International Realty is we're so excited for Kansas City to have a true luxury experience brand in the city, which has never happened before. And so grateful that a transformative brand like Sotheby's International Realty wanted to be in Kansas City. It says so much about our city and the direction that we're headed. And I'm just super honored and grateful that I was chosen as the partner for our metro. And I will go into the market in a second. I do want to finish the answer to your question quickly, which basically goes back to Sotheby's International Realty. They love being in markets that are fragmented and that no one really is owning and like being a part of the upper bracket market. But they also love delivering an experience of luxury to every price point. And what I mean by that is it doesn't really matter whether you're at $250,000 or $100,000, which $100,000 houses are harder to come by lately in Kansas City, or a $10 million house. Everyone who is interested in selling their most important, their most, some would call me crazy to say this, but their most sacred investment or place. Everything happens in the home. If it doesn't happen in the home, it happens outside of the home. And then you go back to either your condo or your house or your townhouse and talk about what happened. So it's a big deal. And Bash with the pink signs was always trying to kind of push the envelope and quote unquote design extraordinary moments. And I think we did a great job of that. It was hard to leave those beautiful pink signs that we had created. But the brand of Bash & Co. Sotheby's International Realty now offers to anyone in Kansas City that wants to have an experience selling or buying a home on a whole nother level. And
awesome.
It's super exciting. And we started with 6 agents, of which a few of them left. And now we're up to 22. And most of that has happened since September 1st of 2020. So I'm really proud of what our company is creating together.
We'll get into that after the break. You're listening to the Grill Nation show here on 980 AM via podcast or on YouTube or on grillnationshow.com. We'll be right back after the break with more with Andrew Bash. Thanks for joining us today.
Is the break live?
Yeah, we're live on here, but just give me a second. I'm going to pull you down for a second. Okay, we're going to be going back here in a second. Segment 2, Andrew.
I'm ready.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to the Grill Nation Show. I'm your host, Jason Grill. Thanks for joining us today on 980 AM, or if you're joining us on podcast, whether that's Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, we greatly appreciate it. We're live as well on my social media. You connect to the show at grillnationshow.com. You connect with me on social media at Jason Grill. Here we go, Andrew, segment 2. We're going to get going here. I want to know we were talking about the spring market, and now that we've kind of gotten out of the winter time, and now it's for what I understand, isn't this like one of the most popular areas to sell your house is in the spring?
Well, it's always a popular time to sell your house right now in Kansas City because there is a shortage of inventory and high demand. So it's driving prices up to places that we haven't really seen before, which is causing the need for adjustment as it relates to, our market, and the pricing has just shifted dramatically in the last. Well, it's been shifting, but the last 12 months in particular is, and then, since really the end of January, it started. The spring market's here. So regardless of weather, if you have a house and you're thinking about selling it, now would be a good time to.
I saw Andrew Bash is with us again, founder of Bash & Co. Sotheby International Realty. I saw a line to get in a showing the other day, kind of close to where I live, when I was going to get coffee on a Sunday morning, and I'm like, what are they doing there? Are they just giving this home away? And it was like, had to be close to $1 million house, and there were people lining up to get in. I mean, it's insanity. People really are looking for good buys right now, and inventory in Kansas City is, it's tough sometimes.
There is a real shortage, and depending, really almost every price point, there's a shortage, and the ability to be competitive as a buyer right now is not easy as it relates to, people paying cash, waiving appraisal, waiving inspections, doing anything and everything they can to lock down a place to call home.
What should you be looking for right now if you're a buyer? If you're trying to find out what are the things that you would advise, or what should they be looking for in this region if they're actually looking to buy a house right now? What should they be thinking about, people in general?
Well, one of the things that you're going to want to make sure of is that you're using a local lender that a lot of the agents that are listing homes knows of and is certain that they can get the deal closed. So using out-of-state lenders or internet lenders is going to put you in a more difficult situation as it relates to getting your offer accepted. More money down helps. Cash helps. Waiving appraisal helps. But I will tell you this, which is not what a lot of people want to hear, but you really need to be with an agent that knows the market well and has a lot of experience, because the reality is, agents, when you're in multiple offers, having relationships helps. And if you're using an agent that's not dialed in or doesn't have a network, it makes it harder. We're having to sell a lot of houses, try to find stuff off market, knocking on lots of doors, which we've always done. So that's not difficult for us. It's the most insane real estate market I've seen in 20 years, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, there needs to be a little bit of luck, quite honestly. But if you have if you're going to do an offer and you're going to ask for a bunch of things, and you're going to, raise your price, and then still ask for things to be fixed before you put the offer in, anything that you can do to create the idea in the seller and the selling agent's mind that you're going to be easy to work with is what you want to do. So don't get cute and don't get complicated. Keep your offers super straight down the middle, with the highest and best offer that you can come to the table with, and see where the chips may fall. It's just a tough time to be a buyer.
Okay, so flip side of that, Andrew. Andrew Bash and Co. Sotheby International Realty website, bashcosir.com. Um, if I call you tomorrow and say, hey, Andrew, you helped me get my house and I want to sell it.
You want to sell your house, Jason? Should we talk about this off air?
I don't want to, but if I did,
you have an amazing house, by the way.
well, thank you. I worked hard on it, man.
Stuff that you've done to it is incredible. Like you really have an amazing place of which you've, for as long as it took you to get into the idea of stopping the rental approach to living and commit to a home, you've really, really made it a beautiful place. So I just want to, I love it.
Hey, that was not an easy decision, because there are the rental world is becoming more luxurious, I guess you would say, in Kansas City. There's more of there's more options out there, but it has been nice having a house. But if I did ask you, if I said, man, this is crazy, I'm noticing this is a seller's market. What should I do? How does that work from a person that reaches out to you that wants to do that? I mean, do they have to stage their house? What in this day and age, is it just like if you're in a good neighborhood and you have a good house, people will pay for it at whatever you ask for, essentially?
Well, I'd put it like this. So let's say that you walk into a clothing store and there's a new shirt that's super popular and everybody wants that shirt. And on the rack is a shirt that's like got a few soiled stains on it, but like they might, but they're trying to sell it for the same price. Nobody's going to pick that shirt. They're going to pick the other shirts. You still have to, it's a product as it relates to selling it, and it needs to be positioned in its best light, which means oftentimes staging, which means, it's all about presentation. It's about marketing. It's about the network that someone has and the ability to like get other people to come see the home. So I don't want, like a lot of people think, oh, well, it's such a great market. I'll just, stick it on and see what happens. I have a house that I took over from another large competitor of mine. They'd been on the market over 180 days. They took it off the market. It was listed in Fairway for $550,000. The previous listing agent, quite honestly, had done very much a hodgepodge approach to staging the home. They overpriced it to begin with. And even in this market, what happened was I asked the sellers if they would go ahead and spend the money on staging, because the house has got amazing space. It's a great value, dollar per square foot for the home at the price that they were already at. We ended up adjusting the price and then staging it, reposition the marketing, put that beautiful regal blue Sotheby's International Realty sign in the yard, which of course tells people that it's a little bit different than everything else in town. And we ended up getting multiple offers on it and sold it over asking, and actually ended up getting more for the house than what they had it listed for before. So does presentation matter? It sure does. Does the agent matter? It sure does. These are things that, it just, look, it could be a $10,000, it could be a $50,000. I don't know. It depends on the price point and from a percentage perspective, but like it matters to still make sure that you're putting your best foot forward when you're trying to sell your home.
You're pretty honest with people too. So like they might see such a good market for a seller right now. You're gonna shoot them straight. Like, I mean, obviously I've made a bunch of improvements on my house and I'd want to sell it or at least recoup it. And you help people with that whole negotiation too. That's kind of your philosophy, is you need to kind of price it at the right point. And you kind of know that because of the world you worked in so many years. You've been in this industry your whole career. So to me, that's just so hard to even figure out where to begin on that.
Well, I think part of that is experience and like the kinds of transactions that are taking place with the agent that you're working with. So, we did, myself and my partner, Whitney Stadler, last year, $90 million in volume and 145 plus homes that we sold. So, you know, there's a knowing that takes place when you're doing those kinds of transactions that is not, it's hard to replace. But I would also say that, you know, actually caring about what's best for you is not typical in our industry. There's a lot of agents. Have you ever, some of your viewers probably ask yourself, have you ever met a real estate agent and smelled commission breath before you, like they even got through the door? We get paid a lot of money.
I'm going to start looking for it now.
Oh, you don't have to look hard. It's everywhere. It's all about being of service and trying to find out what's the best thing for your client, which isn't always the best thing for me. But I will tell you that pricing is interesting now. If you really want to know what the value of your home is, you need to talk to an agent. If you already have a relationship, call them because you know them and you trust them. And put it on the market, because the market will tell you what it's worth. I mean, there's houses that are going, you know, we had one $250,000, had 8 offers on it, sold for $325 with a waived appraisal. Like that's, you know, $75,000 over asking. And it was already priced at the top of the market. So there's really no way to know for sure what your home is worth unless you go to market with it.
Interesting. Andrew Bash is our guest today on the Grill Nation show. Thanks for joining us on the radio, on podcast, or if you're watching us now, or on our YouTube channel, or on grillnationshow.com. We're trying to give you more and more ways to connect with the show and to these great guests that we have each and every week. We'll be right back after the break. Thanks for joining us on the show today. Andrew, we're gonna record that. We're gonna go to break, and then just make sure you stay close to your mic and sit up. That is per the producer, who's also on here as well.
Are we still live? Is that too close?
That's good. We are live. I have not put us into break yet because I know that we have a shorter time today, so we're kind of going through the show here in a quickly basis.
Because your guest was late.
Oh man, you're great, man. Hold on a second. We're getting ready to record here. I hope our listeners appreciate the behind-the-scenes cutting of the Grill Nation show, and that's why we're doing this right now. Okay, we're ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome back to the Grill Nation show. I am your host, Jason Grill. Thanks for joining us on the radio on 980 AM or on podcasts or on our website, grillnationshow.com. Or if you're joining us on YouTube, which we do have a YouTube page, please subscribe to it. It's just tinyurl.com/Grill Nation show. We're trying to get our subscribers up. I want people to actually see our guests, hear our guests. However you find our guests, just connect with them. We're excited about growing the show, and I really appreciate everyone's support and collaboration. Again, today we're joined by Andrew Bash, who's the founder of Bash & Co. Sotheby International Realty. Their website is bashcosir.com. We'll put that up here on the live stream. They are an awesome company. I actually work with them. Andrew is my realtor. He helped me buy my house in 2018. I'm now in the house for about 2.5, 3 years, and I love it in the Brookside area. I guess I'm in the Brookside area, Country Club District, Brookside area. I don't know all the regions here.
Yeah, you're Brookside.
Yeah, but I love the area.
Don't give out your address. Don't give out your address.
Andrew Bash, you know, we talked about in the last segment about what you have to do as a seller, and how the T-shirt analogy I really liked, or the shirt analogy, and picking one up. Are there any unique things that maybe you kind of emphasize when you are trying to make someone's house stand out? Are there any little things that you like to do or your company likes to do besides the Sotheby blue sign in the front yard?
How much time do we have? Like, how long is this segment?
We have a lot of time.
Well,
I know you're a unique person. Obviously, when you started your company and rebranded with the pink signs, I mean, you did a lot of new, innovative types of things, and I think kind of letting people know what makes their house stand out or unique things you can do, I think, is really cool. What's your philosophy on that?
Well, for for the listeners as sellers, I think, what's important is like, declutter, like get stuff out of there, like take down the photos of the family. Don't like leave, you don't need 100 of them, maybe make it 2 or 3. Your kitchens and your bathroom are always going to be important to buyers right now. Buyers really like the idea of stuff being done that they don't have to do anything to. So, that's a conversation between you and your agent as far as the ROI. Do you do work to it? Like if you spend 5, will you make 20? Or if you spend 5, will you make 4? It just depends. So having someone that has an understanding of the marketplace and what helps and what doesn't is important. But as far as the house goes, like the things that stand out to me are landscaping, like that presentation when you first drive up to the house matters, like having like the front door and all of the thresholds painted, because what they do is the first thing that they see, the first negative thing that they do, they then will take that through your entire house. So that's the reason why you want to make sure that you have a picture perfect. As far as the company and what we do, our platform as it relates to Sotheby's International Realty and what we have access to is beyond anything that I call me and I'll tell you, because, we have affiliations with Wall Street Journal, New York Times. AdWorks is a company we use for advertising online. We have Social Ad Engine, which no one else has, which is amazing, where we can do Facebook advertising that's far more targeted than anyone else has access to. And the main reason is it's to be updated really. So our competitive edge now is so drastically significant as it relates to what we can do, comparatively speaking. And then the other piece that is hugely important to me is that like we have agents that are like truly interested in being of service to our clients. They come first. And that is the intangible that nobody can touch as it relates to, because if you're with any of the other companies, all they're doing is hiring everybody and anybody that they can to be a real estate agent. Anybody. They don't care, because what they want to do is they want to get somebody in there that's going to sell 3 houses. They're going to take a larger percentage of the split, and that's how they stay in business. And we're doing the exact opposite of that and being very methodical and purposeful in who we partner with as it relates to our agents. So any agent that you call in my company is knowledgeable, experienced, and an amazing human being. And no one else in Kansas City can state that as it relates to who their partners are or their agents are, whatever they like to call them.
So you said, so that's one of the things that I was going to ask you about was, what is the actual brand that you've built now with Sotheby's? What does that add to a client? How does that give them strength? Why is that better than someone maybe that is fairly well known locally that's a realtor, but they don't have the national branding that Sotheby's has? My house is the same color as your signs. It's not on purpose, but we both have navy. So I'm just saying if I needed the strength of Sotheby's to come in with you, that's something we could do. And also maybe help me find another house if I wanted to buy somewhere else, not in Kansas City. You can help with that too, right?
Yeah. So this is the interesting thing about the brand, and as long as it relates to the tier process of making the decision to give up something that I had created with Bash and the pink signs and the trajectory of the direction we were going. We were having a great year. Everything was incredible. 2019, let me just look to make sure we have the right numbers. So 2019, which we joined the brand in August. So for the majority of the year, we did 158 transactions for a total of 82 million in volume. Last year, our first full year in with the brand, we did 362 transactions for 161 million. And so my personal, production was increased exponentially as a result of the brand. But for the consumer, the thing that's so important is, think about this for a second. You have a $350,000 house. And all of your buyers, or many of them, have traveled all over the country. And every time they drive by one of those Sotheby's International Realty signs, whether it be in Aspen or Naples, Florida, or New York, or Malibu or Los Angeles, wherever, anywhere, Florida, name it, they see the sign in front of a house that's worth, I don't know, $10, $20 million. And so the conventional wisdom is, oh, that'll never work in Kansas City because, we don't have $10 or $20 million houses. Well, we do. They just don't sell for that. And then secondly, what happens is it's a psychological thing which takes place for the consumer. When they see that sign in front of a $350,000 house, they can't help but all of a sudden link to the last time they saw the sign, which then in turn results in people perceiving the home differently than they would otherwise. Because the sign doesn't get to go in everybody's yard. It only gets to go in the yards of our clients. And the clients of, Ty Stockton in Vail, Colorado, or Jonathan Spears in 30A, or Mackenzie Casey in Denver. And why am I saying names of people from all over the country? Because they're all my friends. And we all work together to help one another. And that isn't happening in any other brand of real estate. There aren't Reese and Nichols in 30A. You can't call Reese and Nichols in 30A. Doesn't exist. But if you need or are thinking about buying a house in anywhere in the world, not just the country, you can call me and I can hook you up with someone that's going to operate the exact same way that I do, which is going to be always putting the client first, giving a high level of service, making sure that your experience is filled with like wonder and delight and success. And they're like committed to it at a level of which most real estate agents can't even comprehend. All they can comprehend is, hey, when's my next commission check? Because that's all I really care about. And we just don't do that at Sotheby's International Realty. It's not our thing.
Andrew Bash is our guest. BashCoSIR.com. That's BASHCOSIR.com. Andrew, we have 2 minutes left in the segment. You guys you're coming out of the COVID. The real estate market in 2021 looks good. I'm assuming that the mortgage rates aren't hurting you a bit.
The mortgage rates aren't hurting, but they're actually, it's important to know that, people are really upset that they've gone back over 3%. What a horrible life we live. But what that's causing is people are starting to freak out that they're going to continue to move with upward pressure. The refi business, one of my friends that I work closely with was telling me, the refi business is all of a sudden shut down because, the interest rates went up almost a full point over the last couple of weeks. It causes buyers to get more desperate because they want to get locked in on a rate when they think mortgage rates might be going up. I mean, historically, it's insane that we're still where we are, but there is upward pressure that's causing the rates to move up from where they were at their all-time low.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I've actually refinanced the house. I'm not under 3 yet, but I've looked at getting under it, and it's just there's so many more hoops this time around.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder too as a small business owner. Andrew Bash is our guest on the Grill Nation show. Lots more to talk about in our final segment of the show, and we're going to have Andrew on as well as some of his agents and hopefully some of the other folks that he wants to highlight this year on the show on future shows this year. But we're going to kind of get to know Andrew better on our last segment. We call it the best for last segment. Learn deeper about some of his best advice. And we could talk for hours about this. We might have to do an after show one of these days, Andrew, where we really kind of get more into the whole deal with real estate, man. I just love picking your brain about what you should and shouldn't be doing. And I think it's pretty cool to talk to you.
Well, thank you. I enjoy talking to you too. So
Well, we're going to learn more about Andrew after the break. You're listening to the Grill Nation show here on 980 AM, or if you're joining us on podcast or online, we greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to Grill Nation show with Jason Grill on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. We'll be right back. Andrew, great job. The show's flying today.
It's flying. I can't believe how fast it always goes.
Make sure you stay close to your mic on our final segment.
I should have put headphones in. That would have been a result.
I think I did share that with you in your show notes today.
We'll
do another one. We are live. We are taping the whole show.
I want to make sure anyone who's watching understands that one of the things that's important about being successful is not to read directions. If you don't read directions, things may take longer, but the creativity that takes place as a result of not listening or to
there you go. Now we have earbuds in. Let's see. Oh my gosh. The producer is telling me that's better. I think.
I bet he is.
Much better. Hey, we know for May now. We know for our next show. We're recording right now. He's ready to go. We'll do our last segment here. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome back to the Grill Nation show. I am your host, Jason Grill. Thanks for joining us today on 980 AM or on podcast, or if you're joining us on grillnationshow.com, we greatly appreciate that as well. Connect with us on social media, on YouTube. Any way you can find us. It's great to be back this week with Andrew Bash. Bash & Co., Sotheby International Real Estate. Their website is bashcosir.com. They're also on Instagram and Facebook. I keep seeing their Facebook posts and their Instagram posts, and those are at bashcosir as well. They just make me want to look for a new house. They're so good. But yeah, you definitely should check out their social media. It's awesome. I'm very happy to follow that and learn more each and every day. Andrew, we do our last segment of the show where we ask our guests some questions. I want to start off with, what is the proudest moment you've had as a business owner or leader of your organization? It can be more recently if you'd like. What's one of the proud moments that you can point to?
It's easy. I was late because our meeting on Tuesdays starts at 9 and is supposed to end at 10:30, but we're now up to 23 people in the room, and I shared with them that Monday, Tuesday, we launched our new purpose, mission, vision, values, and behaviors for the company, of which we created together, all of us, and it was without a doubt the most important and memorable 2 days of my entire 51 years of life as it relates to my professional career. It was amazing.
I love that. Congrats for that, man. That's great news.
Yeah.
What is one word to describe you that you would pick to describe you, and one word to describe your company?
One word to describe me?
Yeah.
Oh,
just
man.
One. Or Bash & Co., whatever you'd like.
Unusually extraordinary.
That's fine. That's 2 words. We like that.
2 words for me, and my company would be
there's a lot of ways to describe it, that's for sure.
Call me and I'll tell you all about it.
Okay. Hey, I want to know what's some of the best advice you've received as in your career, in your personal life or profession, that you think has really kind of helped you along the journey?
Man, I'm a big believer in the striving towards trying to become a better version of yourself on a annual, monthly, weekly, daily, and moment-to-moment basis. And I would say I'm constantly having conversations with and experiences with people that are more than me. I think that's advice that I could give to somebody would be to surround yourself with people that are doing more and having experiences that are not like your own. If you surround yourself with people who are just like you, then you don't know that what else is out there. So look for finding ways to spend time with people who aren't like you.
I like that. I think you're pretty purposeful about what you do and how you operate, and that's why I like talking to you. Is because you challenge people to actually kind of grow, and you challenge yourself to grow. I think in so many different ways. Um,
For
what
that,
is?
I do.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say I do. You know, I used to be a little bit more reserved about of how I do things, and it's an outside the box, different approach. And you know, the important thing for me right now is the realization that I'm not the most important person in the world, let alone the room. And the process of taking on this brand and moving from trying to promote myself and my own personal business through Bash with those pink signs to becoming a mentor and helping other agents create their businesses and help them have success in the industry is become like the most rewarding thing that's ever happened in my life. And it literally was through the process of this experience of taking on the brand and then making some kind of bad choices as it relates to hiring and resulting in just a total shift on September 1st this year. And quickly, because I want to tell people this, the book, The Four Agreements, on September 1st, we handed it out to the entire company. And the Four Agreements, if you don't know the book, they're simple. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take things personally. Never make assumptions, and always do your best. And we handed that out, and we said, we're going to start here. And then now we've created this place. There was like, I think 8 or 9, maybe 12 of us then, and now there's 23. And all of us are like-minded in the idea of like trying to improve on who we are on a daily basis. And that is an incredible kind of environment to be around.
I need to get that book. I need to read that book.
It's
What's
amazing. It's an easy read too. It takes you like, it will take you less than a whole day. I mean,
what's
like
the name of it again, Andrew?
The
Four Agreements?
The Four Agreements. And then someone in my, one of the agents in my office, Catherine Lee, sent me an article, or sent all of us an article on the fact that Tom Brady, which I know none of us like right now, but he bases his whole life on that book. Like that's what he works from. It's an incredible book. Highly recommend it.
So we got a ton of other questions. We got about 2 minutes left. Speaking of famous people, Tom Brady, you just mentioned. If somebody was to make a movie about you or your life or about Bash & Co., who would play you in that movie? What actor?
I'm thinking probably Jason Grill.
It has to be somebody who's a real actor that you think would do a really good job portraying you.
Well, you know, I will tell you, I get from an aesthetics perspective, I get two. I always am told I either look like Jeff Goldblum, which is not my favorite thing to hear, but it's all right. He's distinctive looking. And then the other is I haven't had it in a while, Harry Connick Jr. So
yeah, I could see both of those actually.
And then before that, growing up, it was Skippy from Family Ties. So, you know, it would either be the guy from Family Ties. Don't know that show. You're too young.
No, I definitely
but
know
that was Michael. Show. Wasn't that Michael J. Fox? Was he in that?
Yes, it was. Justine Bateman and Michael J. Fox.
You would be the antithesis of Michael J. Fox.
Alex P. Keaton, man. Come on.
Alex P. Keaton. That's probably why you got interested in politics, is trying to negate Alex P. Keatons of the world.
I wanted to be just like Alex P. I like the Harry Connick one, man. You do look like Harry Connick.
Oh, man. I wish I looked like Harry Connick.
Andrew, I have a ton of other questions, but we'll get to those on the next show. Andrew Bash is our guest. He's just a great guy in Kansas City. He's got a great company, Bash & Co., Sotheby International Realty. Their website is bashcosir.com. Andrew is my realtor, and his company has helped me in the past, and I look forward to having them help me in the future.
Can I say one last thing?
Sure.
I just want people to know, like, if you're looking for someone to help you buy or sell a house, go to our website and click on anyone. in that website. Every single one of our agents are amazing. And they're incredible people that will take an interest in what's best for you, not what's best for them. And no other company can make that claim. Every single one of those agents are incredible people. And this is about you as a buyer or seller. It's not about us. And lots of people give lip service to that, but it's at the core of everything that we do, and you can't go wrong. So please, please think about that if you're going to buy or sell a house right now. You need someone that knows what they're doing.
BashcoSIR.com and BashcoSIR on social media. Andrew Bash, thanks for coming on the Grill Nation show, and we will see everyone again next week. Have a great day. Take care, and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Jason. You going to cut me out now?
No. We're going to record that, and then I could hear you loud and clear at the very end. So however you were sitting at the very end.
I'm so sorry. I hope
we're going to
in my pocket too. I just had them in my pocket.
There you go. We're going to tape our sneak peek portion of the show, which I'll edit for our social media. So we're going to ask you one question on our last segment. I really kind of wanted to focus on a trend. What your philosophy is of negotiation on real estate, or talking more about that seller question. Any of those pertaining to you that you'd be excited to talk about? It's a 2-minute sneak peek. Is there any question that you want me to ask you that you really want to highlight? And maybe it's what you just said. I've got a ton of them up, but it's up to you.
You know what I want you to, what I'd love to talk about, which I think is super important as it relates to our industry. And I call it the arc of the ego, arc of the real estate agent ego, and the importance of the experience I've had being in this business for 20 years and going through the phase of uncertainty of who I am and like if I'm good at this, to the place where I thought I was the biggest deal in the room, to the place where ultimately I am now as it relates to deflating the ego, minimizing the importance of Andy Bash, and then realizing that it's about others and being of service.
Okay, I'll try to phrase that into a quick question about your new perspective and on real estate ego. Does that work for you?
Perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Does it work for you?
Yes, I think it's interesting. Okay. And I will make sure you keep yourself where you are with your hands and you're speaking, and we'll start recording here and put them in your pockets. And
can we do that? Is that too weird?
Yeah, put them back to where you had them, Bash. Okay, we're on. And 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody. It's Jason Grill, host of the Grill Nation show. We're on our one question sneak peek with Andrew Bash, founder of Bash & Co. Sotheby International Realty. Andrew Bash, one question. I know you've been doing a lot of research and thinking a lot about real estate ego. What does that mean, and what's your journey been like, and what have you found now that you've kind of looked into more of like the real estate ego world?
Well, I kind of came up with this concept called the arc of the real estate ego. You start in real estate with a level of uncertainty and not sure whether you're going to be good at it. And then you start having success like I have had. And then through that process, as you move along, you think that you're a bigger and bigger deal and start believing your own hype. And then you start treating other agents in a manner that isn't super effective. And you just always kind of come from a place of what about me? And it happens to every real estate agent with very few exceptions. You move from being $15 million, 40 transactions to 100 transactions to 150 transactions. And through that whole phase, you can continue to think that it's all about you and what a big deal you are because you're making great money, you're helping lots of people. And then what happened through this process of joining Sotheby's International Realty is finding out what a transformative brand is. The diminishing of my own personal ego and my own significance has resulted in this incredible experience of being able to be way more of service to others. And ultimately, my belief is that all of us are here with the idea of eventually realizing that it's not about what's in it for us as individuals, but like how do we be of service to others, and resulting in an intentionality that causes people to have incredible experiences as a result of that, as opposed to what kind of experience am I having, and what's in it for me. And that is rampant in my industry.
I love hearing that. I love how deep you get on some of this stuff. And we're going to talk more on the Grill Nation show this week with Andrew Bash from Bash & Co. Sotheby International Realty. Thanks for joining us on this one question sneak peek.
Thank you.
Okay, Andrew. I'm going to end our broadcast. Hold on.